I know right now you feel like you want to give up. Don't give up. The energy right now is heavy, and so it's harder to stay positive, but you got to do it. And remember, you're here for a reason, so you got to push through. And the best thing to do is to push through so you can realize what your mission is. You do have a mission, and only you know what that is. That's part of you being here, that's part of your purpose. So you can't give up because there are people here who need you, and you play a role in some way, somehow. So my videos are for the spiritually awakened. So if you found my video, that means you're part of that collective. So just remember that everything is not going to be um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It might be 1, 8, 7, 3, 2, meaning it may not go in the order that you are conditioned to think it's going to go in. And what I'm talking about is your life. So what happens is a lot of us have this perspective of how our lives should go. We think that we're supposed to, just for an example, get the job, get married, have kids, whatever. In some people's lives, it may not, that may not be the order that your life is supposed to go. So maybe you were supposed to have the baby first, maybe you were then get the job, then or whatever, right? I'm not guiding anybody in that direction. What I am saying is that your life and the things that happen in your life may not look like anyone else's. Your life is your life. Someone might be here to be, they might have psychic gifts, right? So they're supposed to use those psychic gifts to help a police department or what have you. You're here for something else. So your paths are not going to look the same. What I'm saying is that you're here for a reason. And if you don't know that reason, you're on a journey to find out what that reason is. So don't give up. I am here to I have created a space for you to be your authentic self. So if you have spiritual gifts, if you hear things, I don't want people to be afraid to express those gifts that they have, because for so long I've suppressed my gifts. And all that does is make it harder for you to connect with people, and it makes it harder for you to live your life authentically. And we're supposed to be living authentic lives, meaning you're supposed to live the life that you're supposed to live. You're supposed to do the things that you like. You're supposed to listen to the music you like to listen to. You're supposed to be doing the hobbies you like to do, not what somebody else has told you to do because it looks good. Oh, you should take um, Pilates. You should hike. You should do this. Okay, that may work for them, but just because they're doing that as a hobby doesn't mean that you have to do that. Just because somebody wants to buy a big old house on the hill and have a white picket fence doesn't mean that that's the type of life that you want. So what I'm saying is don't give up. I know right now it may feel like life is hard, and it may feel like you may feel alone, but you're not alone. You're not the only one going through this. And the more and more I am open myself up and share to people what I can do in my spiritual gifts, either people connect with me or they don't. People ask questions or they don't. But when I do express myself, I am shocked at how people receive me, and it's more welcoming than I imagine. Like if I have a message to relay to somebody, sometimes I'm scared to relay those messages because I can hear things. I'm clairaudient, so I hear things. So sometimes spirit will have me deliver a message. Now, before I deliver messages, I always ask and make sure that that message is coming from a source. I know my spirit guides, I know my spirit team, I know my ancestors. So I run things through them first before I just go blurting things out. So that's a whole process in itself. But what I'm saying is don't be afraid to be yourself. That will relieve some stress off of your back and off your chest when you can just be yourself. And then also, it's important that you learn to switch the energy when you are vibrating at a lower frequency. So maybe you woke up today and you just didn't feel up to par. You just was having a day. I'm just having a day. There's nothing really wrong. It's just blah. So in those moments, you want to try to listen to more uplifting music, watch more uplifting movies, funny. Try to stay away from mainstream. If you can find like a funny or low budget type movies, they don't have as many programmed messages and frequencies in the movies that lower your vibration. That happens a lot. Yes, that happens in music and in movies, TV shows too. So be very cognizant of what you're listening to and watching, but make sure you take separate time out to do your due diligence as far as finding positive music that raises your vibration, not music that lowers your vibration or that will put you in a worse mood than what you are already in. You want to be uplifted. And even though you don't have to walk through the world when you're having a bad day, you don't have to walk through the world smiling and, you know, being fake. You don't have to do that. You can still stay at a monotone tone, but still try to listen to things that will uplift you. But they say clapping, when you clap, that kind of breaks up the frequency. I do that sometimes, especially if I'm laughing, I'll clap. But I'm very, very intentional about the music I listen to because I like listening to music in the morning. So I'm very intentional about that. So there is music on YouTube that will help raise your vibrations. It's if you go in, there's like you can listen to flute music if you don't want words, or you can go in and just look for affirmation music. Type that in YouTube, it'll pop right up. And just things, symphony music too, with instruments. There's a plethora of genres that you can listen to too that will help raise your vibration. My energy is a little low today. I'm just tired. It's been a long week already, so I'm just tired. But like I said, I'm very intentional on what I listen to and what I watch when I'm in these types of moods. So it's important that you do the same, especially if you feel like you're on the verge of giving up. So I just want to say to you, don't give up. You are not alone. Come to this channel to find comfort and get information on how you can help walk yourself through the journey of awakening. Because if you're here, that means you are either awakened or you are walking into becoming awakened. And so basically what that means is that you see the world outside of the matrix. So you see things for what they are. You can see the bullshit storylines and the headlines. You can see the scare tactics. You can see the confusion. So that's all that means. But stay tuned. Find some music right now that'll help lift your frequency and just play that. And good luck.